Hello everybody, and we've got a story to tell. Well, I've got a story to tell. This is the new tank. Well, it was new about 6 weeks, 2 months ago. I'm not exactly sure, but I did a video when I set it up. First time ever using Eco Complete, and I used a whole lot of it. And I left liquid in there. And so my cycling that I normally do in my tanks did not work. And seeing as I'm a dumb old person, I don't have a test kit, which everyone should have and I should have. I still don't, but I should. Test your water. Anyway, the methods I always used before, using just regular sand or gravel or whatever, I didn't think that stuff that the Eco Complete came in would be an issue. Well, it's loaded with fertilizers and all that stuff, and it was wicked hard, wicked strong. And anyway, what had happened, it killed everything. The guppies I put in there, the panda guppies I put in there, dead. The snail, it even cooked the snails. The plants, the crypts, and the valve. You can see that the valve's coming back. Melted down to nothing. So when all that happened, it was, I was pretty upset about it. And it's my own dumb fault. So then what I did, I went and grabbed some of my custom cut filter media. It's just sponge like that, the same stuff as that. I cut it into an Aqueon filter. I took it out of the 75 gallon with the green jades in it and just completely wrung out 2 of them. So then it was covered in muck and gunk and all kinds of crap. And let that sit for a couple days, and then I put a random pond guppy, male, in here. And he's been in here ever since. You could tell he wasn't real happy at first, but he's been living in here happily ever after since. And I just now took him out. I was like, better. Because I got plans. New guppy plans. So, let me show you. This tank was intended to be a Panda Guppy tank, and it is, but I want to add some more lines. So, I'll show you what I'm going to do. This tank right here, this line is an old red Sakura line I had, and those females look pregnant. Maybe we'll get some fry, but the males are no good anymore. They're no good, so I'm going to do away with that line. And then here's the pandas we got. I need to do some calling. I got a whole bunch of males that aren't that good. I have a very limited amount of females. And so I'm just going to catch all these panda guppies out, and the 29 is going to be for them. Look how good that one is. Whew. Pretty little fishy. Anyways, and I'm going to be getting 2 more lines. Some full reds, some half black greens from, you might be able to guess it, Valley Fish. You got a whole bunch of guppies this summer, and I got these tanks not doing much. Wow, the pandas are happy. The pandas are awesome. I'm super glad at those, but keep some extra lines in there. So we'll go back and talk about that new tank. So now that I've explained everything, we're back to this. And I decided to just let nature take its course here. And the hole, you couldn't even see inside the tank there for a while. And then once I was fully confident, and you know I knew I was fully confident, is somehow in one of these plants, this pearlweed I found growing wild in my 75 gallon tank. So I had pearlweed growing active in the wild, so I thought, and this tank could use some stem plants to get things going a little bit. So I put them in there. Eventually the valve will consume them, I'm sure. But the valve is coming back, and if you look, you can even see little runners. So even though the main plant melted all the way down to the dirt, it was still sending off runners. And this, keep in mind when that ammonia, whatever happened with the Eco Complete, it burned these down to nothing. So this is all grown in the last like month or 5 or 6 weeks maybe. Something along those lines. And like and then there's a shrimp in here. I can't find him. He's some ugly, he's a coal. I don't know how he got in there. But he got in there, an ugly wild male shrimp. And I found him yesterday, but if he's living in here, then everything is good. Because shrimp are a lot more sensitive to ammonia and an uncycled tank. So I'm safe to say this tank is fully cycled. And I think it has been for a month. It took 2 weeks, I'd say, squeezing that in there, but doing the filter squeezes. And then that's the main inhabitant right now. Is a young male super red. I have plenty of males, any more girls, so I caught out one that is going to be a young boy, and he's living in here by himself. Well, his little guppy friend that I just caught out 5 minutes ago before I started this video. And so you can see he's been working on the algae. Algae's gonna happen, and all my new tanks usually go through an algae stage. Diatoms and all that. It's cycled, but it's not established. When they're established, I very rarely have anything ever getting on the glass. There's a big difference between cycled and established. So, I'm gonna catch out my pandas, put them in here, and then we'll have an open tank. Sometime next week, we'll be getting some new fishies. Exciting, exciting times. Man, the Eco Complete had so much ammonia in it, it even killed all my snails that I put in here. So these other snails are just leftovers that come in on those plants, the pearlweed. But that's what we're doing. So we're going to catch some pandas and put them in here. And then also it'd be a lot easier to call those guys out and deal with them when they're in a tank like this. So let's see what we can make happen. So there's a few times I've talked about weird little coal I've seen in the panda tank. They're like stripes on him. Hey. There's actually, that's the second one I've caught. So there's 2 of them in there like that. I don't know how good it's focusing. But look at that. Look at them stripes. That is pretty weird. He's gonna go live in the pond now. Okay, thought I'd share that little neat thing. Back to work. Okay, so we've got that. There's still a few hard ones to catch there stuck in there. And you look at that. I scraped the front of the glass. Wow. I had to find I haven't scraped the glass in probably 2 years. We have way more boys, but there are some girls, it looks like. I hope. Let's see. Oh, these guys look so good. In a tank with a good light on it. Yeah, a decent light on it. Still a lot of young ones that ain't finished coloring up yet. There's a girl. There's another girl. I think that's another girl. Oh, come out. Look. I'm not sure. I think there's another girl. So I have to go through and sort out which ones. Like this guy's pretty big and his colors are pretty weak. So those kind of guys, it's just hard to tell. They color up. But like this guy, super good. Hey. Oh, you can see the reflection outside my door. Okay. It's hard to get a good close-up picture of them. If I zoom out. Those guys are both really nice. Still a little stirred up. This water had been crystal clear from scraping. And for fun, I'm not going to get too serious with shrimp in here because the guppies are always getting meds and all that stuff that shrimp usually seem to adapt. Sometimes it's a struggle for some of them. So I put in about 10 orange shrimp in here. I caught that one. I found that ugly one I was talking about earlier. Let's see if I have another shrimp in here. But the rock wall that I built. It's like I was so excited for this tank, big plans. Then I lost. I was like, oh, so frustrating. I killed like 4 pairs of Panda Guppies, or 3 or 4, I don't remember. Don't be dumb like me. Use a test kit. Because I done it 100 times the same way. And it always worked. Except it wasn't the same thing. I was comparing apples to oranges. Eco complete. Threw a big old curveball. That's for sure. Okay, everyone. That's what's going on with the new Panda tank. This will be the main colony now, because I got the urge to get some new lines. Pretty excited. But I set this tank up so I could enjoy this line. So now I'm really going to enjoy this line. It's not just a tank to look pretty, it's going to serve a purpose. All the pandas in the breeding tank get dropped, they'll come living here. These crypts, that crypt is doing real good. These are sort of sunset crypts. Within a year, this tank will be amazing. But we got time. I just enjoy what we got here. We got some kind of algae thing growing on the intake sponge, but I'm not real worried about that. See if Mr. Pleco, we can find him again. He's usually underneath the heater. I'm not seeing show these. Yeah, these shrimps are used to warmer water because they're in the top tank. But now they're going to be kept around 80. So there are lots of, well, not lots, but 2 new guppy lines coming. And I got real lucky. And I'm going to be getting some new super rare, hard to get plecos. I'm super excited about. It'll be a surprise when I make a video about it. You guys have to tune in. There's my own commercial. Sounds ridiculous. But anyway, you guys. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.